Hey everybody, Coach Troy here. Now, last video I talked about feeding your foes to the hordes of undead in Mall of Horror, but we are stepping up our zombie game today with Last Night on Earth. Now, Last Night on Earth was made by a group of friends who were sitting around talking about what they liked best about George A. Romero movies. Okay, that might not be true, but that is definitely the feeling you get when you play this game. Every single trope is in there, alright? From the characters and personalities, to the items and weapons that you're gonna have, to how the zombies act, alright? Every bad decision possible is thrown in there. This is the very best of the 70s and 80s horror movies, alright? For better or for worse, that is what you're getting. So if you are a fan of that, you are absolutely gonna love this game. Now, what I have here is the box for the expansion, Growing Hunger. I don't have my original box anymore, but first thing that jumps out at you on any of their stuff, right, is that artwork. Now look at that. That is amazing stuff. Flying Frog Productions goes above and beyond when building on their visual style. Now, I'm not sure exactly what it's called, digitized photography maybe, but I mean, even Tom Savini would be happy with these pictures. And this is going to be everywhere, on the cards, on the character boards, in the instruction manual even. And if you like this work, be sure to check out all their other games, like A Touch of Evil also has some really brilliant stuff on it. Now, every good zombie movie needs a good setting, and the best setting outside of a mall is going to, of course, be a small town. The game takes place in the modular town of Woodenvale, as represented here. And this game port is pretty neat. It comes with extra pieces, so if you want to slide out that high school, you may put it in the gun store instead. Bam, you can do so, making it different every time you play. The tiles are nice and big, so you have plenty of space for your zombie hordes. And then in the center here, the squares are nice and big, so whether you're trying to make your escape or chase somebody down, you can get it across town very quickly. And even the center board is two-sided, so in certain scenarios we needed a mansion, there you go. Now, what is a small town without its citizenry, right? All the best stereotypical characters are going to be here, from the sheriff and his son to the high school jock and sweetheart. All right, they're all there. In fact, the base game is going to give you eight of the very best characters here. Now, these are the ones that I painted rather poorly. Don't judge me. But they're all here, from the priest to the out-of-town drifter that just happens to show up, right? This is just a fantastic plethora of characters. Each character is going to come with its card with more of that fantastic artwork on it, as well as a wound tracker, a little bit of flavor text, and a special ability. For example, Becky the nurse can heal other characters, and my personal favorite is the drifter Jake Cartwright. His resourcefulness allows him to draw extra cards when searching. Now, the minis are unpainted, but, worth giving it a shot. I mean, if I can make them look halfway decent, you can too. And of course there are the zombies, alright? You guys gotta have something to gun down and hack up to pieces. And what I like about this game too is, look at that, you get different zombie molds. It's not just several of the exact same looking zombies, so it gives a little bit more personality, even if they are gonna all kind of act exactly the same way. It gives you something a little bit more indifferent to work with. One of the zombie player's main objectives is always going to be to devour the townsfolk. Every round they're going to have a pool of zombies that they're going to be able to spawn in various locations. Now, individually, zombies are weak and easily picked off. But if you're ever able to get a horde together and surround one of the unsuspecting townsfolk using the very dangerous and unpredictable attack method of, well, dice, of course, you're able to overwhelm victims, taking them out and turning them into one of your own. And of course, your zombie movie's got to have a little bit of a plot, so you're not just battling and hacking off zombies' heads, even though you could do that if you want to pick the die zombies die scenario. There's also, of course, the defend the manor house, and my personal favorite, because it seems to make the most sense, is escape in the truck. Now each scenario is going to have a different objective, as well as, of course, different win and loss conditions. And don't take too long at it, because there's also a certain amount of turns you got to finish it by before the town is completely overrun by the undead. And in any good zombie movie, of course, you're going to have different plot twists and problems for your heroes to overcome. And that's where you get these decks of cards. You're going to have a zombie deck, if you can see that with that reflection, and a hero deck. All right, both sporting very, very different decks of cards. Are going to have different weapons and situations and problems that are going to arise and change the game in fun and special ways. And each of these two decks is going to have its own personality that really adds to the game. The hero deck is going to have a lot of different weapons and items that are going to help you out with scenarios, as well as townsfolk that give you various bonuses. In the zombie deck, in addition to those damage bonuses, you'll be able to trip up and lock doors on living players, not to mention make them bicker and argue amongst themselves, or make one pointlessly sacrifice himself trying to be a hero. And that is really the heart of this game, all the different storytelling devices that you have, from the different scenarios and plots that you're going through, to the cards that are going to throw just a wrench in that and switch things around, to the characters and all the different personalities that you're going to have in there. You're playing a game, sure, but you're also creating a movie. You're telling a story, and that's what this game brings, and I absolutely love it for that. This might not be your cup of tea if you're not a fan of horror movies. I did play this once with a couple of people who had never even seen Night of the Living Dead, and yeah, it didn't go over as well. But if you are the kind of people who want to hang out on Halloween and watch scary movies, that is it. You're making your own movie here. It is fantastic, and that is why this is one of my absolute favorite Halloween games. This is Coach Troy, and I'll see you next time.